Hello, good evening, and welcome to the midweek fix from the LFC Daytrippers. I'm Gav, that's Keith, that's Seany, and we're going to talk about loads and loads of stuff tonight. We're going to talk about the fact that it is the FA Cup final week. We're going to talk about Fabinho, who went off injured last night, and we're hoping he'll be okay. We're going to talk about the Premier League finale, which is possibly over after tonight, and anything else that comes in on the chat. So if you have anything in the chat that you want to talk about, or just something in your mind and you want to throw it in there, absolutely throw it in there. Keith, I'll start out with tonight's football. Leeds lost 3-0 at home to Chelsea. Kovacic could be a doubt now for the FA Cup final. Went off
great player, in fairness.
Horrific tackle from
Sid James.
Who? Sid James?
Yeah.
Okay.
Might as well be Sid James. Okay. Fucking brutally is. Muck. 40 million they paid for him off United.
Yeah.
We can lash Man United all we want, but that's a cracking bit of business.
It is a cracking bit of business.
A friend of mine's a Leeds fan and he was raging at me earlier. He goes, you prick, you told me Junior Firpo was fucking good. I never told him Junior Firpo was good. He's fucking brutal. He said we should have signed Senior Firpo instead. You probably should have.
But Leeds were beaten 3-0 at home with Chelsea. As I said, Kovacic possibly out of the cup final. It looked a bit of a heavy one. Everton drew 0-0 away at Watford. Leicester beat Norwich. I think it was 3-0. I think it ended up to it. And City are just about over. And I think they're 5-1 up away at Wolves. So Keith, coming to you first. We wanted Wolves to do us a favour tonight, do something, and it just never materialised.
No, we joke about Man City playing teams and what minute the first goal goes in, and it's always 5, 6, 7. I think it was 7. Was it? Yeah. Look, they're a phenomenal team. We're a phenomenal team, but we're chasing down a team that, you hope they have a wobble, and they just don't have a wobble in them. They've got the best midfield player in the world playing for them. And tonight, he pulls up 4 blatant goals, and what can you do? What can you do? It's frustrating, but we can't rely on the shite in this league to do us a favour. I think the reality is that the league has slipped away, and the teams that are left, there's I thought Wolves might have put up. There's still, in fairness, it's not over yet.
Still a chance.
We're in a minute and a half into 3 minutes of injury time, so stranger things have happened. But
go for your points. The goals are covered.
Exactly, but now look, it's never going to materialise. Unfortunately, we've been saying it's not over till it's out. I think it's over now. Like Rock said, must have been good, but it's over now. And it's just a kick in the balls. But look, at the end of the day, Liverpool have nothing really to be ashamed of. Hopefully going to break 90 points again, and there's not much more you can do. Do you know what I mean? People go on about, we dropped points, we couldn't beat this, we couldn't beat that. Shy of getting a perfect season, there's not much more you can do. The reality is teams lose games, teams draw games, and the difference is probably going to be, 3 points at the end of the season. So, look, it is what it is, Gav. It's a kick in the balls, but we just have other things to focus on now. It would have been nice to win a quad, despite what Pep Guardiola was saying about everyone supporting Liverpool. I don't think anyone outside the Liverpool fan base was supporting Liverpool for a quad. I don't think anyone's supporting them for a treble. I don't think anyone's supporting them for a double. And I think it sticks in their craw that Liverpool have got a single. Do you know what I mean? So we just have to concentrate on our own bit of business. Get over the line now on Saturday. Naman there saying Kovacic is out. I mean, I'd be surprised if he's not out for a while after that tackle. And we just have to do our business and focus on what we have left instead of worrying about what's gone.
Seany, I was just looking at tonight. If City win the last two and we win our last two, we would have dropped points in 10 games this season. I think it's 8 draws, 2 defeats. Sorry, 6. Yeah, 8 draws, 2 defeats.
Draws don't matter. Draws are defeats.
Yeah, City would have had 5 draws and 3 defeats. They would have lost one more than us. Drawn 2 less.
Three
I think.
less.
3 less.
3 less.
But is Keith right? You're looking at 92 points here, and it wins the league most seasons. But what you're up against is just like I think you said it. You're up against something that literally has inputted all the cheat codes, and you're trying your best. But I'm absolutely gutted. I'm going to be honest with you. But Seany, you just have to. What do you do now? Do you just turn around and go, right, Grant? See what we can do in 2 league games. We have a cup final the weekend, and we've another one 2 weeks after that. That's just what you have to do.
What can you do, Gav? Like, it's not like you can't level anything at this Liverpool team about the league campaign. Like, it's gotten to the stage now where, like, when you turn around in August and you say, right, we were on 86 now, 2 to play, right? Say, going by a points per game so far this season, we're going to end up on 92, yeah? 92 points, all right? You're saying, right, 92 points. If City are on it, that might be enough. That might be enough, even if City are on it. Do you get what I'm saying? It might not. It's not a definitive thing, because most years you'd say yeah, but you think 92 points, will that be enough? Well, you think maybe, look, City will have to be on it, and they have been on it, and you've got to give them credit. Look, let's be honest. What Liverpool are probably going to end up winning 16 of their last 18 games and drawing 2, not win the league. Like, that's the level it's going to take. The draws are losses. That's why they feel like good punches when they happen. And then the December period, it got a bit sticky. We play Spurs away, and I think we play Leicester in quick succession. And you can't give up points. But to be honest with you, I'm not going to give us credit for reeling City back in, so to speak, but I'm not going to beat us up for not getting her over the line, because we were never in control of this title race. Even if you go back to the narratives that were starting in the beginning of the year, a lot of people had us struggling for top 4. You know what I mean? Some of them had us outside top 4. Nearly everybody had City and Chelsea ahead of us. Yeah. Some had United ahead of us. So look,
I've seen a video the other day, and people had Leeds and everything on the top 6 now.
You need to realise that this was all. They were all predictions made off what happened to Liverpool last year, which was completely unprecedented in the wrong way in terms of having everybody out. But look, we regained that level this year, and we showed again that we're one of the best teams in Europe, and that's just the fact. Look, and there's going to be rival fans, so to speak, probably laughing away, but at the end of the day, this Liverpool team are so good, they've turned United fans into City fans, and they've turned everyone else into City fans, and that's the case. And we can literally go on now, Gav, and win 3 out of 4, which is well within our reach now, because we're in 2 finals, and we've played every game that we possibly could have. I think when all is said and done at the end of the season, being honest, no matter what happens in the next 3 weeks, if we win both or lose both, you cannot fail this team for want to try, because they've given absolutely everything they have over this. What will be, I think it's a 62 game season. It's going to end up being about
62 or 63,
yeah. So look, let's be honest. Again, we're up against a country. It's not even a football team, and it's not about giving City credit. City should be doing what they're doing, and they are doing what they're doing, and we're pushing them, and that's all we continue to do. And we will again next year. The thing that I've always said is that there's only 2 90-point teams in this league. And I don't care who Chelsea boy or who takes them over. I don't care who Spurs boy or who's in charge of them or United bring in. There's still only going to be 2.
You can have 20 hags, and they're not going to make that gap.
Exactly. There's only 2 teams in this league down 90-point seasons, and it doesn't see. And it's gonna be us again next year, no matter who they buy. Is Haaland going to take them over the 100-point mark? I don't think so. I still think they're at that limit in terms of points. They haven't struggled to score goals this year.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So there's already narratives being drummed up. But if we can walk away now, this Saturday, win the final, you look and you think Sunday if City win, Klopp's probably looking and going, right, lads, not waving a white flag, but I'm gonna make changes. There's a fucking massive opportunity here for us to win another European Cup, and it'll be in their heads because seeing what happened to Fab yesterday, it will be in their heads, and there will be players playing within themselves. And we have fucking opportunity to make history again, and fucking bet your bottom dollar we'll be right there again next year.
Yeah,
absolutely. There was fucking so much shit thrown at this squad of players last year. This manager, there's a lot of stuff off the field that needed to be sorted. Still needs to be sorted, I feel. In terms of contracts and
contractual stuff. Yeah,
but you have Klopp who's agreed to stay on, and for me, I don't care what happens now with any single player because to me, he is the main man. So, look, am I conceding the league? Yeah, I am. I think it'd be fucking cataclysmic. Gerrard slipping and Kevin Keegan levels are falling apart now. Needed for City not to go over the line. And I just can't say it, to be honest with you, because they're a brilliant team and they seem to swat the shy teams away. And the difference in winning and losing this league will literally be probably the 2 draws that we've had against them. That's how tight it's going to be. These are showdowns. Look, it is what it is. If anyone in the chat there supports a team that's above Liverpool in the league, feel free to throw your shy. And if you are the team that's above us in the league, let us know how you're getting on the European Cup side of things, because we're doing all right. We're not going anywhere, Gav. Contrary to belief. And you bet your bollocks come August. This isn't a war cry or anything. You bet your bollocks come August, when everyone's doing their predictions again, they'll have teams above us again. And that's just the way it is, because we aren't media darlings or anything. We are the only thing that's stopping the Premier League from being Bundesliga or League One at the moment. So take your little victories and enjoy them, and your FAU Cups and that, because that's literally all you have at the moment.
Well, on the point you make about turning, and other clubs, fans of other clubs laughing away. First of all, pay no attention to them, but they're not laughing away. What they're doing is, for me, they are. It's a huge sigh of relief. I genuinely believe that, and the reason I believe that is because I said this the other night. I think the likes of City and Chelsea are looking at Liverpool going, why the fuck are they still around? This isn't the rules we're playing by anymore. Newcastle will be the same in a couple of years. When they play on money in, and they inevitably will. But I think everyone else around it, Arsenal, Spurs, United, whoever, look at this and go, oh, they can't win the league. Because if they win the league, they're running a club that's self-sufficient by design, and they're up there. And if they do it, everyone's going to look at us and go, why can't you do it? So the pressure's off them a little bit. And I think that's what's happening. With regards to City, I just find it hard to stomach them. I'm being honest with you. Genuinely being honest with you. I think they are a fantastic football team with fantastic football players, but I just can't look at them. Like, if we lost the league title to Arsenal United, I'd be devastated, but I'd still look and go, well, it's Arsenal United. And fair play to them. When it comes to City, I kind of look and go, this is what you're up against. And I said I'm gutted about the league. I am, but I don't think I'm as gutted if I lost it to someone else. That's just the way I am. I just look at it and I like what they put in and what continues to be put in and literally what's unfolding in front of our eyes in preparation for 2025. That's just the way I am. And when I look at and
I'll take the tribal side out of it, right?
But sorry, I'll let you do it. But you know what? Do you know what actually backs up what I think? Well, sometimes I think, Gav, are you being a bit petty? And then I look at the manager and I look at the way he's looking for. He's nearly telling people that I'm not being respected because of the way we do things. He's literally coming out and saying that. And when I look at him doing that, I go, yeah, you know what? That's probably confirmed how I feel, because he is absolutely, for me, fuming that he is not getting the recognition he feels he should. And the reasons for it is the way Man City have come about in the last 12, 14 years, probably now, isn't it? Since they were forced taking over. Go on, Seany, we're going to say something.
Look, I get it. I get it. Why they all cheered him, because look, I don't know what it's like away, but I know going into work tomorrow, I'll be sitting amongst United fans, few Arsenal fans, the odd Leeds fans, few Aston Villa fans. Who else have you got? Everton. I know some Everton fans. City win the league. They go about the day. They don't hear about it from anyone.
Yeah,
They
I know more
don't-
West Ham fans around Dublin than City fans.
You don't. So I get that, and it's just it's the added thing of not having to listen to that. But when they go fucking hell, they're at the winning another Champions League. Klopp's staying around. They're in the market again for top young talents all over. Like, it's killing them. It's killing them. And we will win the league again in the next 3 or 4 years. Fucking bet your bottom dollar will. And we will win another Champions League. Even if it doesn't happen in a fortnight's time, it will happen again because we are genuinely one of the two best teams in Europe. Us and City are miles ahead of the rest.
Yeah,
Genuinely, they are.
miles. Not even close.
Yeah. Only thing is, City are just bottling cunts when it comes to the fucking. They have the muscle memory in the Champions League to just fall apart and shit the bed. Like, you couldn't accuse Liverpool of shit in the bed this year in the league. We were 14 fucking points behind at one stage. Games in hand and no games in hand. We literally done pretty much all we could. It's at a stage now, even if we had a beaten Spurs, we still wouldn't be top.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I mean? So there's fuck all you can do about it.
If you win
really,
against
you know what I
Spurs,
mean?
you're still a point behind going into the last two, and you're
But the goal difference is absolutely blatant, gone through the roof.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think it ever would have come down to that. I think it would have been a case of, if we'd have beaten Spurs, I think it would have been a case of, we want City to draw one, and we win and we go ahead of them. That 1 point was always, I just couldn't see it coming back down. Mem Create says, a super chat, he says, no salt here at all. Kevin De Bruyne is class, but Wolves allowed him all the time in the world to run that game.
Nah, they don't. It's not. It doesn't work like that.
Now, hold on, just let me read it out. Now watch them playing 11-0-0 on the final day. Absolute gimps.
There is something in that. There's something in not in the sense that they allowed De Bruyne to run the game, but what I mean is there's something in that teams have this mental block against Manchester City that it's like they can see it and their heads just collectively drop, and it's like we cannot get at now this that they don't do against Liverpool. We look at Aston Villa the other night against Liverpool. Villa played the last 10 minutes there like they were chasing the Champions League.
Liverpool's
spot.
the bigger game.
Do you know what I mean? And it's just the way it is. They think they can get something off us. You know what I mean? They think they can get something off us.
These raise again for Liverpool United because you need to realise that a lot of these lads growed up fucking idolising these teams, and that's it. City is just like, oh, we're playing these fuckers again. The richest kids on the block. Nobody gives a bollocks. It's like what I said to Dicko in the WhatsApp the other day. It's like when you see a billionaire riding a 10 out of 10, you don't go, oh, Jesus, look at him.
Yeah.
You know exactly what's going on there.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, the cunt's loaded, he's getting on his yacht. Like, no wonder.
Exactly.
Do you know what
Bill
I mean?
Gates rocks in with Bo Derek. No one's asking him.
Ryan with a super chat says, it's a good question. He said, how do you think you would react if we end up with just the League Cup? Hypothetical. You could win 3 cups, but just curious to what the reaction would be.
I'd be gutted. I'd be fuming, livid. It would be a disaster.
We would be, but I'll tell you who won't be. Klopp. Because Klopp just regroups. I was watching the video when they got beaten by Madrid. Remember in 18? Yeah. And he's singing fucking songs about we nearly won the European Cup. Madrid had all the fucking luck. I had a full head of hair that night and pulled it out. But Jurgen Klopp is off having a fucking sing song saying about how don't worry, we'll come back again next year. The beauty of Klopp is he doesn't get emotionally involved as much as the likes of Guardiola does. So Klopp will say, right, you look at it, fans, gutted, we'll be sick. Klopp will say, right, final of the Champions League, final of the FA Cup, League Cup, and a 90-point season again, hopefully. You take the positives out of it. Do you know what I mean? You take the positives out of that and you go again. That's the beauty of Klopp. Whereas Guardiola has this insecurity about him and this... and that's not a dig at him. I love Guardiola, to be honest. I think Guardiola's a great coach. He's a checkbook merchant now, but
the dogs in the street can see that now.
But he improves players. Even he improves great players. Do you know what I mean? And that's I don't respect. It's hard when you're that. I used to have this issue with Mourinho. What job can he take, and what job realistically could Guardiola take? And the only one I could come up with would be like an Arsenal or something. Do you know what I mean? They're a club that's big, prestige, have a bit of money, but aren't winning anything. And it's that sort of job that he could do. That you'd say, right, if you could turn them around, you'd give him his flowers again. At the moment, he's just going for, if he leaves City, he's probably going to do PSG or something. He's not going to fucking give himself that challenge. But he's too emotionally invested, whereas Klopp, I think, will just regroup. We'd all be sick if we don't win them, but let's be clear on that. I'll be sick. But I think Klopp just regroups the players and gets them all down and says, right, we go again, we start again. We done well here. We know we can improve. We touched on this before, and Sean, you are dead right what you said. Draws are defeats now, but that's because us and City have made that way. You used to be able to, when United and Arsenal were winning leagues, you could lose 8 games, or I think it was 8. That was the magic number. 6.
6 was all
6 games.
The Invincibles drew 13 games.
12.
Or so.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's a different game now. It's a different. We're playing a different game.
It's like Messi and Ronaldo normalising 50, 60 goal seasons. Like, this is the level that these are. And look, this is literally what it's taken to beat Liverpool.
Yeah.
Is a club bankrolled by an oil state. And look, call that salty, but that's what it is. Like, that's fucking spade is spade. He even said it himself today. Oh, watch this. The only difference is we're running around now with Etihad, and like, he knows exactly what the script is. And I think what's eating Pep now, I might be naive saying this, I think what's eating Pep is, right, he's managed Barca and he's managed Bayern, who would, look, regardless of what's gone on at Barca in the last couple of years, that institutes of football, like, like the historic clubs in their own right. I mean, but when, like, he leaves Barca and he leaves as big an imprint as maybe Cruyff, all right, maybe not Cruyff, but up there, it's questionable.
But he didn't take them over when they were at the top either. He took them over.
No, he goes in after right card, and he goes in after right card, and he fucks out a few big names or whatever. But you look at, he goes into Bayern, treble winning team after Jupp Heynckes, can't get the big one over the line. Hansi Flick has done it since, all right? Hansi Flick won 6 trophies, I think, in a year.
Did, yeah, 6-2.
All right. So he's gone to City now, right? Now they're bashing out leagues, they're bashing out Carabao Cups, and they're bashing out FA Cups.
No one
but let's be honest. No, not even that nobody remembers it.
But
Mancini done that.
Yeah,
Mancini
Pellegrini done it as well.
Pellegrini done that.
I think he's looked upon as a manager that you bring in to win the Champions League.
I think he's starting to recognise now, going, like, he sees the way the media talk about United and Liverpool and even Chelsea to an extent, and then he goes like, what's the stuff? Why haven't I getting me flowers here? Like, and it's completely boiling up to the surface, because you can tell he snapped the other day with the one league trophy in 30 years. Now, a lot of rival fans would have been think Pep's born a Liverpool fan piss, but when I read that, I actually I sniggered and I was like, that's pathetic. That's like something you'd say on a fan channel.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, that's what we'd say.
And and I was thinking to myself, like, surely he's got the emotional intelligence to kind of back out from that. But he's hurting and he's wound it, and I think he's starting to realise now, oh fuck, like, when I walk away from here, they might lash a statue up me outside, but who really gives a bollocks? You know what I mean? Because I've seen fellas on fan channels, and I actually hope I come across him and get to have a chance to speak to him one day. This fella is in his 40s, I'd say, close enough to his 40s. Yeah, but you don't give yourself some stupid fucking nickname, all right?
Yeah.
This fella claims to be a Man City fan. He's clearly from London, right? And he's calling himself the Kitbacks Kid, all right? Now, when Man City were playing in the Kitbacks, this fella was about 5 or 6, 7 years of age, I'd say, maximum. Was he travelling up to Manchester from London to watch it? And he's on a sudden or something, like, this is what you're dealing with.
Is this a new fella? Do we know this?
He's a clown. He's a fucking dope. Honestly,
right.
I do be laughing at him. And he's one of these who he never wears the latest jersey. He has to wear the one that's in pristine condition. That's supposed to be 30 years old. You know them?
Oh,
One
with
of them.
brother written on it.
Yeah, with brother on the front of it.
Yeah.
Fucking Robbie Fowler on the back. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
just
Jeff Whitley.
It makes you laugh. Like, yeah, like they'll never have what we have. That's the truth. And I think Pep realises now. I reckon if you say to Pep, right, Pep, you can go back, all right, and you're going to wait for the United job after Ferguson, and you're going to take it. Imagine Pep Guardiola done with Man City what he's done with United.
Or the other way around, yeah.
It's a different kettle of fish, yeah.
I'm wondering.
Nobody would be in the same class. Nobody would be. There wouldn't be any disputing because his legacy would stand, saying this is the fella who came in and picked United up off the deck and fucking won everything. Because he'd win a Champions League with United.
I'm wondering. If you were talking about Arsenal and stuff there. I'm wondering if Pep Guardiola, just judging over the last week, and listen, City will get credit for winning the league. There's no doubt about that. But you can see it's a deeper issue with him. You can see it in him. It's a much deeper issue where he's like, why are all these other clubs getting? Not even. I don't even think it's lauded or anything like that. It's just why are they getting more attention than us? Why is United's getting more attention? Why do Arsenal get more attention? Why are Liverpool getting more attention? And that's what's really boring with him. And I'm actually wondering now, Keith, if you will see Pep, if he wins the European Cup or Man City, to go and take on the likes, not in England, of an Arsenal. Go to Italy and take, well, one of the Milan clubs is not the best sort of thing, but take a Napoli or, somebody like that. Or go to France and say, I'm going to manage Marseille, or I'm going to go and manage Lyon. Or do something like that. I'm wondering, will he actually do that? Because he looks to me like it's really fucking upsetting him now. And it's probably been going on a little while, and now it's coming to a head where people are just going, listen, I think the biggest thing out of it is the whole 70% 2025 new regulations coming in, and people going, oh yeah, just as they're signing all these deals, that makes sense, doesn't it? And I think it's coming to an absolute head rub. But look, leaving to it, we'll just go on with our games. We'll win our games, and we'll see where it leaves us. It more than likely won't leave us top of the league, but as you said, Liverpool are banging out 90 plus point seasons. What can you do? It's the margin for error is so fucking tiny. But back to the question from Ryan, and I'll answer it. If we only won one, absolutely good. But it wouldn't be like I was good in 13-14 or 08-09, where you're thinking, oh my God, that was the fucking chance. Fuck's sake. You know what I mean? This team are always fucking doing this. It would be one of those where I'd be absolutely gutted, but, determined to get back on the horse really quickly. A bit like when you seen United, even though they were really dominant in the 90s, or I think Blackburn beat them to a title. United just come out and go, fucking right, that's it, bang, next season. Arsenal go and win one, 98, bang, they win a treble in 99. You know what I mean? Just to have, I think Liverpool as a club, as a team, staff, everything are in that frame of mind that we'll take the highs, they're brilliant, and they have been. We'll take the lows, as bad as they are, but we'll always go again. We will go in even more determined, and not even going into the next season where I hope we're as good. The actual determination to go, we're fucking deadly. Let's go and do it again, and everyone's pulling in the absolute same direction. But look, it's FA Cup week. It's the final against Chelsea on Saturday. I mentioned earlier, I believe that N'Golo Kante will play. He hasn't been seen near Chelsea for about 3 weeks, but he will play. Kovacic could be out, but Keith, looking at this one, we beat Villa last night to keep those slim hopes alive. We made a couple of changes, but this is a huge game at the weekend, isn't it? And I don't know what way to take Chelsea. I'm actually confused as to what way to take Chelsea.
It's a huge game, but I know you're sort of mentally scared that N'Golo Kante is going to come out of cold freeze and
I hate him because he's really good.
But I don't think even if he does play, I think Chelsea are in a scaldy rut as well. Now they win tonight, comfortable win against Leeds. They don't look as daunting as they did, even when we played them in the League Cup. I don't think I know it's easy to say that when they're on the back of a run of sort of dodgy results, but there's something about them that I'm not as worried about going into play Chelsea. Now, look, I'm not saying we're going to go in and we're going to steamroll them, we're going to win, but if they're losing Kovacic, he is such an important player in that team. He's one of the best midfield players in the league because he's a metronome. He keeps everything ticking over. The ball comes to him, he's moving it, but he's not afraid to get his foot in. I think he's excellent. Really delighted that. No, I'm not delighted he got injured, you know what I mean? He could be a lovely fella, you know, I wouldn't wish ill upon him, but I'm delighted that he's missing this game.
A lovely fella.
Because he could be a lovely fella, lovely husband, lovely father, I don't know, but I'm delighted he's not playing. So to me, that's weakening them in an area where, look, we've been weakened. We know that. Do you know what I mean? But I'm confident that we can put out a team strong enough that we can do the business, you know. So coming into it, I think we're thinking of Chelsea. And look, going back to the league sort of form, it wasn't that long ago that we were talking about a 3-team title race with Chelsea involved, and you look at how they fell off a cliff because they didn't have the bus fare to be able to go and do fucking 90-point seasons. You know, we knew they'd slip up. So I think
see
Chelsea.
What you did there, because they literally hadn't got the bus fare for about a month when they were clamped down on sanctions.
They've to walk to Wembley from
staying in bed 6 on away games.
Yeah,
camping outside the stadium.
They left the other day, but now it's. I'm not as worried about that. Look, that can come back and bite me in the arse. The same, we can talk about the Champions League final. I'm not worried about Real Madrid. Real Madrid are a good team and can easily turn us over on the day. Any team can. But I'm confident that we will. Look, Seany touched on something that, you know, make changes in the league now. There's no point in going full pelt at the league, but I'm confident that we can make changes and still win the games we have left. Use the squad. We've lauded the squad. So I think we go into this and I think we can beat Chelsea, and I think we can beat them easier than the League Cup final and other games against them where it's been tighter than it should be. And they have players that still worry. You know, I love Mason Mount. I think he's a great player. Kai Havertz is a great player. Really, really good player. And they have players that can cause some trouble. Lukaku is coming back into the team. Nice one. He can score goals on his day, but I believe we have the defenders that can handle Romelu Lukaku. So look, you just take it on. What I don't understand is going in fearful into these games. You can go in and again, if it had been Man City, it could have been easily Man City in both of these games that we're looking at. You just have to go in and say, right, big boy football, final, let's go. We're as good as yours on the day. Who's going to come out on top? So I'm confident we can come out on top on Saturday, and I think we'll have a strong team. And I wonder, will the FA Cup final team be the Champions League final team in your opinion, lads?
Well, we get to that now. I want to ask Seany around midfield, but before I do, I have to give a shout out to IP Vanish. People hate when I do this, but here we go. IP Vanish is a VPN service that can protect you on the internet. Passwords, data, etc., etc. Rated 4.6 out of 5 on Trustpilot, and an offer at the moment for our viewers and listeners. Currently, VPNs are around €8 to €15 a month. This works out at $3.20 per month, which is really, really good. One touch of a button, really easy to sign up. One touch of a button protects you on your phone, tablet, desktop, whatever it might be. So it is a really good offer. Check out www.ipvanish.com/daytrippers for that offer. Seany, we're talking about Kovacic. We're talking about Conte. I think they're probably, you would name them both in the Chelsea side if they were fully fit and you wanted to play your strongest side. But with them two possibly out, and then us looking at Fabinho, midfield could get very interesting here on Saturday, couldn't it?
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. Once Thiago,
I think it could lead to a more open game.
Do you know what? Hendo's been getting a load of shite this season for the role he's played in this sort of new right hand side sort of fucking thing that we've been trying, where it's been a little bit more attacking. But do you remember the season we win the league and Fabinho's out for a couple of weeks?
Yeah.
Hendo's absolutely brilliant in the six.
Yep.
And I think that's actually his best position now. I think it's the position that suits him best. I think he'll maybe need to... He was all over the place last night in a good sense, where he was full of energy and stamping everything out. But I think he probably just needs to be a little bit more just sit.
Disciplined.
Just sit. Yeah, exactly. Because I think with Keita and Thiago on either side, there's enough there. Because Thiago's very good at his defensive capabilities are massively overlooked.
Yeah,
I
he's
agree with
brilliant. Very ratty.
I just had a look there. I think Kovacic plays on Saturday.
Do you?
Yeah, because
Tuchel said he's out.
No, he didn't.
3 people in here said Tuchel
He
said
didn't
he's out.
say he's out. He literally said, "I'm not an expert, and I'm speaking as a coach. I'm not an expert, but I think it's very unlikely that he makes Saturday."
Well, then he plays.
Yeah,
Definitely
so
plays.
he's playing.
Okay.
All right. So, but I don't know. Look, there's not much we can do, really, Gav. So I don't think it makes it a different. I think we need to show up.
Lads, mute the phones if they're near.
That's
we need
me.
to show up. We need to show up. Simple as that. And
So you're comfortable enough Fabinho doesn't play. You're comfortable what we do.
yeah, I more so I'd be worried if it was Hendo in there against Casemiro, Modric, and Kroos, rather than who's it going to be? Loftus-Cheek, Mount, and Jorginho. Maybe, yeah. Look, I don't. It's a cup final. It's going to be. They're never fucking straightforward, especially with Liverpool. So it's going to be a war of attrition, I feel. I'm confident. I think Luis Diaz and Mane are going to win these trophies, because
Yeah.
the other fella is talking a whole load of shit and fuck all about it, which is starting to really
talking again.
Yeah.
Never
He's talking again.
Stop. Never stop.
What's happening now?
Coming out and saying he's the best player in the world. You're not
Hasn't
the best
looked it.
player after the last 6 months, you fucking Egypt. Give it over.
Yeah.
Where has he said this?
Mane is carrying us, let's be honest. And I'll put my hand up and I'll say something. I owe an apology to Sadio Mane and his fan club, because I was one of the people who had him in the shop window.
Keith sold
To be honest with you,
I sold
I'm
him.
going to say something to you. I'll put my hand up and saying I was wrong completely. And this is not knee-jerk. I would be quicker to hand that fella a contract than Mo Salah.
I was going to say the same thing. Going to say the exact same thing. I had him sold as well in the summer, but that was purely down to the fact that the contract renewal was coming up.
That mindset is completely different.
Yeah, and Salah has gone since this second half of this season. He's doing more talking than
Salah's
he is
probably going to
doing
win
on the
PFA
pitch.
Player of the Year, and he doesn't deserve it, if I'm being honest.
No,
because he's not being. It's
hard, isn't it? It's hard.
He's going to end up probably being the top scorer on his sister, but
You want to fucking get a wriggle on if he gets the.
it's because he was so good in the first half of the season. The second half of the season, I don't think he was great at all, to be honest with you. So
I don't even think he was good.
Going on to the final, look, if there's a chance to show you're the fucking best player in the world, you have 2 massive games to do it, and you've already feathered an S for yourself, because he's talking about fucking revenge and this and that and the other. Well, show up. That's all you can do, really, because I don't ever remember Ronaldo or Messi even talking with that sort of fucking gall before finals and that. He's talking a whole load of shit, and I think he gets it, because I think the fella who stands beside me, who calls his agent, must blow rings of smoke up that fella's arse 24/7.
Yeah.
You can even see, I don't even think he gets the love off Klopp.
And I think that's grating on him as well.
Look, I think Salah's ego would have taken a little bit of a denting by seeing someone like Luis Diaz coming in, and then that in the back of his head, I could be looking completely into this, but in the back of his head, he goes, look at what these fuckers are at to do. And that's taking the fella out of the Portuguese league, and it looks like he's going to wreck the shop here, whether I'm here or not. Do you get what I'm saying? So
his bargaining
again,
position got weak.
I'll put it out there, and I'll caveat all this by saying Mo Salah as a footballer doesn't owe Liverpool a fucking job, all right? As well as the rest of them. But he has to fucking turn up, because he's done a whole load of talking.
I wouldn't put it past him to turn up, to be honest with you. I think.
Well,
saying it a while.
Yeah, no, and like we spoke about it on Sunday. I think was it Sunday we had a big chat about Mo Salah, and we were trying to, and people in the chat were saying to us like, he's been this. I think he's played overall quite well, but I think just in and around the box, I think he's looked a bit hesitant, and I think he's looked a bit like even last night.
Predictable.
He had one last night where he could have played in Diaz. He's had a couple of them where he's just there's greedy and then there's looking a little bit desperate for a goal. Greedy is when you're just fucking tunnel vision. I'm scoring goals. Desperate is when you're going, I'm going to shoot here. I could pass, fuck it, I'm shooting. Because if it goes in, it's a big weight on my shoulders. But I wouldn't put it past him to turn up in the FA Cup final or indeed the European Cup final, because we know we can. On the contract situation, nobody fucking knows. I keep saying it. Nobody knows what's going on there.
Gav, I'll go back to tell you what he's been made a take or leave it off, and the club ain't going back.
I would say so.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah, and maybe, and you know what? But again, I'll say it. Nobody knows if he's decided, or if he's just fucking point blank refusing it, or if he's sitting and thinking about it, or he's ready to sign it, or it's agreed, or whatever. And it's just look, take it out of the. I know it'd be a great thing if he was announced today or something like that, but they're probably going, just get look, we'll sort it. Don't worry about it. What's 2 weeks going to do to us? Let's not put Mo Salah out there as signed the deal or anything like that. I know it'll be a good thing, but just don't take any focus off what we're trying to do. Emmett says, Keith, you had 20 players sold in the summer. You'll be all night apologising. That was fairness.
Yeah, a lot of them were sort of younger players and Enquiries and the likes. But I did have Mane gone and possibly Salah as well. But that was on the caveat that we'd get Mbappe in. Do you know what I mean? But I think something Seany said there was, I think Mo Salah at the first half of the season he was sensational. Because what he was doing. Yeah, he was. He genuinely was, because he was terrifying teams, and he still is. He's still drawing. Someone said in the chat that he's still drawing 2 and 3 players to mark him. But teams are now looking and they're saying, we do not need 2 or 3 players to mark him, because he's getting the ball, and because he's so desperate, he's snatching at things. He's cutting in onto his left foot and trying to shoot all the time. He's too predictable at the moment. We thought, needs a goal, needs this, needs that. He got a goal, got goals against Manchester United. That should have been the thing to spur him on, and it didn't. You know what I mean? Like, his performances haven't been great.
Some of his performances have been very good. Like,
I think
he's deadly against Villarreal at home.
Yeah,
he's brilliant. He's good against United. There was another league game where he doesn't score or assist, but I feel he's brilliant in. I think he's very good against Villarreal away.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not saying take him out of the team. I want to see the fucker celebrating. Put the ball in the net. You know what I mean? Like, he's supposed to be clutch. Mane has proved to be so fucking clutch for us in the second half of the season. Like, he's a fella reborn in that position, to be honest with you. Look,
well,
don't get me wrong. I am not for 1 second saying Mo Salah is shite. It's just I've seen so much shite in the last few days. And I don't even know when these interviews are done, but it's just like, I'm the best in the world and I want to do this and I want to do that. Well, fucking come on, mate. It's now your time to do the talking. And he come on last night, stropping out of him.
Yeah.
Well, Sam Tandy reckons that the contract will be sorted next month. We've got a treble to win now. Scott Willock reckons Mo and Sadio are going nowhere. I'd agree with that. And I don't think Firmino's going anywhere either. I think Mo
will have to soften his cough. Mo will have to soften his cough now. The Liverpool aren't going to go back to Mo now with an improved offer. It's take it or leave it, and he's going to have to back down now. Otherwise,
I don't know. Seany, I don't know if one goes. I think the way you look at the 5 that they have there now, I think Origi will go. Is he signed that deal with Milan? I don't know if it's being confirmed. I think Minamino will go. I think Carvalho coming in from Fulham, I think is definitely an option in that forward. And make that 6.
Look,
if one goes, you're going to have to bring someone in, Johnny. He's not going.
Yeah, and
they will.
They will. They absolutely will. And I guarantee you, they'd have someone earmarked already. But we're kicking the can down the road, really, because it's sort of something it's coming over the hill. This sort of. We've seen the team evolve now, and we can see exactly what they're trying to do. They're getting this Ramsey lad from Aberdeen, who's obviously going to be in the first team next year, because he wouldn't be going to Liverpool otherwise, because everyone else is after him. You have Carvalho, who I feel the very same about. I feel this lad is going to play games for the first team next year. I genuinely do. I don't see... I just think they're all going into the last years, aren't they? Next year, the three of them.
Yeah.
And Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain.
I'd be surprised if two signed and one went. I wouldn't be surprised if we sold one, let one run out, and renewed one. And I'd imagine the one most likely to run out would probably be Mo, because I'd say they will literally look at going, okay, we've bought him for X amount, we've gotten this album, we'll run him down to the last year in his contract, and he can go wherever he wants. Because I don't see how much are we gonna look for him in the summer.
For Mo?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd say I'd look at 80 million.
Yeah, no less than 90 million, 80 million. He's no buyout clause. Who's gonna pay it? So it's a case of gonna be, if he wants to stay at Liverpool, he'll sign a contract, which I think should have been done already. I don't know what the story is with Mane, but I think they should sort it, because he seems to have his mojo back. Bobby, I'd say if they told Bobby tomorrow, look, Bobby, you're going back walking in the canteen there with Carol and Yoke, I'd say he'd take it on the chin. He just seems to be that type of fella, not going to cause any hassle. There's a bit of this feels stupid talking about this, because there's still so much to play for and the context could be different in a couple of weeks, but I think there's an opportunity they might do something mad, because from I'm going to say it, I'm not an ITK, I'm not, and lads, you will both say this here and now, and I'm putting my neck out here sort of. I heard before Christmas that we were getting your man too many, and I said it about Keith and Gav in a WhatsApp group. The fella I heard from had told me other things before that ended up coming to fruition, and I heard again that this is one that's more or less done now. It's sort of it's like the world's worst kept secret, and it's like a Kanate sort of thing again, and it will be sorted, and they are getting him. So he's obviously, that's probably the midfield version of Haaland that we're signing. Do you get me? So they're obviously looking at the bigger picture, and I think midfield is probably the only area now where you look at and go, couple of injuries were light there, and Tchouameni ticks loads of boxes because he can hold and he can go into either left or right hand side. But that's what I've heard. All right, I'm saying that now.
You've been reluctant to say that, because you did say it was.
No, because I fucking
you're not
hate
into that. I know.
And everything they stand for, and reeling people in for
clicks and likes,
followers and clicks. Yeah. It's not what I do. I just heard it, and let's see. It's not like it fucking. It doesn't seem to be a bleeding this big exclusive now, because most people seem to be talking about it, and the people that you expect to shoot it down haven't shot it down yet. So that speaks volumes.
Yeah,
exactly. They're looking big. You've always said a big thing was, and I'll give it to you. You said the next one that they do up front had to be huge. I mean, you get Diaz, right? But Klopp's staying now.
Yeah, it might need another big
pressure
one.
Anymore. I don't think there's a pressure anymore.
I don't think there's a pressure, but I think it might be one where he's staying. He knows it's 4 years, and he might pull the trigger a bit quicker, because he's staying 4 years, where he might have just persevered with what he had. And I'm not saying persevered in the sense that these are all shy, I'll just persevere with them. But I think if you have like Diaz, Jota, Mane, Salah, Firmino, and you add Carvalho in there, and you have say Origi and Minamino gone, right? I think that's fine, because it doesn't put much pressure on Carvalho. He can play midfield anyway, that fella. He looks really good, actually. Mostly from the clip you show me, Seany, to be honest with you. But because I don't have Fulham TV. But the thing is, like, he might pull the trigger a bit quicker and say, do you know what? It could be just simple thing where they go, Salah's not signing that deal. And Klopp says, right, if he's not signing the deal, I'm not putting up with a year of where Salah gonna go. And not because Salah has been a prick. Salah could be turning up as a pure professional every week, but Klopp could turn around and go, oh, listen, every week we're being asked, where is he going? Who will he sign for? He's being linked here, and I'm being asked in every press conference. I can't be arsed for it. Do you know what we'll do? Like we did with Diaz, we bring something forward. We were looking at something maybe next year. Let's go and do that now. And I think that's what may happen. I think with the 5 that are there and Carvalho, fine. But I think if one leaves, they will need to bring one in. And I think, again, he might pull a trigger on a big one. That's what I think. But I don't know how we.
Can I just say, right,
of course you
I'm
can.
taking a load of fire in the chat for
Yeah.
selling Mane, Salah, Matip as well got pulled up. I was selling Matip because of his injury record. I think in that infamous list of 20 outs and a few wins, I could have had too many coming in at that stage as well.
Well, you've been banging on about.
So,
look, I seen the fella play once, and it was against. I think it might have been Ivory Coast for France, and he was ridiculous. And I've seen
people
a few
think
clips.
he's a 6. He's not. He's an 8. Box to box play. Brilliant.
Look, it looks like one that's made for us. Like, you know, let's just say. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am, to be honest with you. Because
I think you're right. You've sat on this for long enough. You're throwing it out there now, Seany. I'm confident that this is going to happen now.
And we wish you all the luck, Seany. We really fucking do. I
I
know you don't. I know you don't give a bollocks. We're only buzzing at you.
There could be another, like... I was getting a bit horny there the other day thinking about... Don't go mad at me. Dembele of Barca. Imagine he just stayed fit. And he hasn't been injured since Xavi's taken over, and they're desperate to keep him now, and he's ripped. Yeah. I just think he could be a mad one.
I think you're gonna. You see, it's difficult, isn't it? Because Mane looks more of a centre forward than ever now. Jota wants to play centre forward.
Yeah.
Diaz wants to play on the left. Bobby wants to play centre forward. Salah wants to play on the right. Carvalho probably play 2 of those positions, maybe right or left. And you're looking going, if you're bringing one in, you see, I think that's Mane's position now. I actually get a feeling that's Mane's position, unless he needs to play out left because Diaz isn't available. Because Diaz is absolutely on the team sheet for me, going into next season. And then you look and Jota has to play through the middle. So I think it's a hard one. I still think, despite the fact that we signed Luis Diaz, I said it before we done Luis Diaz, I think it's a hard one to do. And I think it's been even more complicated now with the fact that Mane's turned into fucking Marco van Basten. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Getting DMs already.
There you go. Getting inundated.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's a fucking mad. I swear.
He's a rocker. But look, the FA Cup. Let's get a bit of word on it. Today is, what day is today?
No idea. Wednesday.
Well, we have a night off tomorrow, and the lads, I'm sure, will cover the FA Cup final in detail on Friday night on Sports Unplugged. But just must three, because we won't be on that show. Let's presume Fabinho starts. Let's presume he's fit
for the FA Cup.
Yeah.
No chance.
Fabinho.
Do think so?
He's
okay.
gone.
Well, let's presume he's not. Okay.
No, he's no chance.
But I'm saying now it's going to be a push for the Champions League.
I thought. Well, the last I heard was last night that he walked off and he was grand. And
Paul Joyce came out at about 5 o'clock. Wasn't it 5 o'clock? Paul Joyce came out and said he's unlikely to make the Champions League, so he's out.
The only people to believe in football right now is Paul Joyce and Seany. That I'll put it out there.
That's the only list.
I'll take some of the heat off you here, Seany. I think Seany and Paul Joyce.
Lads, don't get me twisted. I couldn't get if too many ends up at fucking Real Madrid down in the lead in LSL. I couldn't give a shite. I'm only telling you what I heard. That's all. I wouldn't want, like, it's a random one because I actually heard, lads. That was before Christmas when I said it.
Yeah, it's going back a long time.
Yeah, it was. It was ages ago. I didn't know who the fuck you were talking about.
Like, it's not like playing PlayStation. You just press a few buttons and they turn up. Like, these things take time. So it looks like something that the club have been working on for ages, obviously. So that, and I heard that it's before Christmas, genuinely, because I was just kind of going, right, I don't really give a shit about transfers but that's how long ago I heard it. And then again, it was kind of reinforced another couple of weeks ago by saying, no, look, it's the classic Liverpool Klopp case where the player wants Liverpool.
That's the key, I think, in the whole thing, because you are right. He's getting linked with teams, but he's quickly being unlinked with those teams. Do you know what I mean? So it was the same with Thiago. Remember, we got Thiago, and it was clear Thiago wanted us.
And they were saying, we're not signing a midfielder. Like, stop.
Yeah.
Like,
but the likes of Barcelona wanted them, and United wanted them, and everyone wanted them, and it was poo-pooed.
They haven't. The likes of your Joyces and your Reddies and Gorst and whoever, they actually They haven't said otherwise, which
Joyce
they
is the
definitely
one to
will.
watch for me. He always is.
Yeah.
Because what he says is seldom. He seldom says an awful lot, but when he says it, it's usually bang on. 300.
But he did say it, didn't he, when Klopp renewed?
Yeah, he said that they were
He said
looking
that
at it.
he's one
You'll
that's higher
usually
on
no cases Paul Joyce, Seany, and Rebecca Vardy for the news.
Come here, actually, I need to have a look at that. I believe she's thrown some amount of people under the bus. That
I heard she's thrown serious shapes. Yeah.
Yeah. I heard Riyad
Sunday.
Mahrez and all didn't get a game tonight because he's too busy bleeding cleaning out his WhatsApp.
All right, okay. Listen, there's 330 odd people watching. 103 people like. Hit the like button now or on your way out. 4 people don't like. As we always say, if you're one of those 4, don't be faceless about it. Come into the comments afterwards and let us know what you don't like, and we'll try to improve whatever the issue might be. So I'll go back to it, lads, before we finish. Fabinho doesn't play then, right? I've been absolutely shot down there by the two. I was bullied, absolutely bullied there. I was. Give us your starting 11 for the weekend, Keith.
Well, Alisson obviously is going to start in goal, Trent, Robbo. And see where I think the difference is, I think Matip will start this, and I think Konate will start the Champions League. That's where I think the difference lies. Virgil starts. I think it's Hendo, Keita, and Thiago in the middle. I think it's Diaz, Mane, Jota Diaz, Mane, Salah, up front. I think it's as strong as we can possibly go, but I just think Matip gets this one, but Konate gets the Champions League, and I think that's the only change, unless Fabinho comes back in. I think that's the only change.
Okay. Seany, you were 11?
Hold on a sec. Was it Rebecca Vardy who said bleeding Peter Andre had a tiny Mickey?
Yeah.
She's a tramp, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's an awful human being.
I tell you.
Awful.
Something to tell you.
And she's bringing Durham at the court and just throwing cunts under the bed.
You wouldn't let her in your WhatsApp group, would you?
Nah, you wouldn't.
I wouldn't let her bleed and take the bins out of the head now.
What's your 11?
Same as Keith, but Konate in. Just he picks him in the big games.
Yeah, he does.
He's picked him in every big game, I'd say, this year, hasn't he?
Mm.
Yeah, I don't. Does he play? Matip plays away to City in the league. I'd start Konate in both the finals because pace.
His pace against Madrid, certainly the help of Vinicius, I think will be key.
Yeah,
but Matip has experience in these.
Yeah, but I've seen Matip being bullied a few times. I've seen Matip bullied yesterday by Watkins and Ings, to be honest with you, at times.
So you're going...
And I love Matip. He's been fucking brilliant. He's been our best centre-half this year, but similar to Mo, I don't think his form has been that good on the back end, simply because it looks like to me that Konate has played all the bigger games. Mm-hmm. He's played both Champions League games, the semi-finals. Konate plays both the quarter-finals. He played the Carabao Cup final. He plays at home to United. I think he's going to play. Plays
away to United as well.
Yeah. I'd put Konate in, to be honest with you. I think raw pace, if not against Chelsea, 1,000,000% against Madrid. And I think you can try. The fact that Matip started last night tells me that he's probably going to play Konate on the weekend. And that's probably what I'd go with. Okay. Because I think we don't really realise that he's bigger than Virgil.
Yeah. He's a bleeding monster.
He's he hasn't really been talked about. People are going on about
He's
Diaz
standing
being
beside fellas that are 6 foot tall, and he looked like bleeding the borrowers beside him.
I think Palace at home he struggled a little bit, but after that I don't remember him having really a bad game for Liverpool. I think he's fucking. He
makes the mistake away. He scores away to Benfica and then makes a mistake to give them a goal.
Yeah, but look, he makes.
But he recovers. He recovers.
Yeah, I wouldn't listen. It's like we've said for most of this season. You don't really mind which one goes in. You're only doing it for the situation they're playing. You know that sort of way. Alisson does play. Trent, Robbo, Van Dijk. I'm not too sure on Konate or Matip, but again, I'm not too arsed which one plays. You know, I think Matip starts. Doesn't Matip start the League Cup final?
No. Konate does.
He has to disallow.
Oh no, Matip does. Matip does. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, does. Konate comes on, doesn't he? But I'm not arsed either way. But I can genuinely see the point about Konate in the European Cup final because of the pace of Vinicius and trying to get in that. And Trent will want to play up high up the pitch, and that's the way we play. Midfield wise, it'll have to be Henderson, Thiago, Keita. I think there's no other way around it. We have got 5 subs. He might do something in midfield where he puts someone in like a Milner. Could do. I don't think Jones will get close to it. And up front, Diaz has to start for me. I think he has to. Your man James is a quality player, but I think if you have Luis Diaz on the pitch, James will be very much looking the other way as opposed to just flying down that right wing.
You saw that in the League Cup final in that big pitch in Wembley, and Diaz fucking terrorised them. Do you know what I mean?
Was it him or Chalobah he terrorised?
Well, he was terrorising them all, but like he was playing on the left, and Reece James would have been on the right.
Was Reece James playing that game?
Did he play on that? Maybe he didn't.
Yeah, he scored his penalty, didn't he? He was giving it that fucking goal.
All right. Maybe. But
oh yeah, because Diaz flicks one around and makes a bleeding tit out of him in the game as well. The ball comes, he does the little flick and
Diaz could be fucking playing prime Javier Zanetti and he's having a go on him. It doesn't matter. The fella doesn't give a bollocks who he's playing.
Yeah.
Well, I think Mane and Salah definitely start. But I think the fact that you have got Jota coming off the bench, and especially if you're chasing the game, I think Jota's really good at the positions he finds. And Firmino, if you're winning a game, can come on and just take lovely touches and open teams up. To be honest with you, especially if you have Salah.
Does he start Bobby in either of them?
Does he start Bobby in either of them?
Yeah.
I think he could revert
as a reward nearly.
I think he could revert to Firmino, Mane, Salah in the European Cup final. I think he could. I genuinely think he could. Yeah, I think he could.
You'd have to let Diaz at that Carvajal fella here.
Of course. But listen, you don't want to go. He could go back to what he's used to and what served him so well over the years, and said, "Do you know what? There's 5 subs in that as well." And if I had to throw Diaz on 46 minutes, I will. If I have to throw him on 36 minutes, I will.
There's 5 subs on Saturday.
Yeah.
Big. That's big.
Yeah, it is big.
Bobby is going to be huge in these next couple of weeks, I feel.
Yeah.
Bobby's a big game player.
Yeah. Veranda Chase, Gavi is starting the same Naby who you were selling 10 months ago because he was rubbish. Was I selling Naby Keita 10 months ago? Probably was.
Probably. We all were. Everyone was.
But Veranda Chase knows what I've always said, that Naby Keita has all the tools to be a great player at Liverpool, and he's turning up. Although that missed the other night, he could be sold just because of that way I feel it. But look, Veranda Chase got his name called out again, and that's the main thing, isn't it?
That's the important thing.
Christopher Carroll, I love you now, mate. I never met you in my life. I seen you in the chat, but lay off the heavy drugs, man.
He reckons Gomez starts against Madrid due to the threat from Vinicius.
Take Trent down the team in final. Are you mad or what?
Yeah, that's a big.
It's going to be the area that kills us, but that's where they're going to target us. No, I don't mean. I mean that's where they're going to target us. I don't know if it'll kill us, the wrong phrase, but they are going to target that.
Trent has been grand.
He'll need to be on it, but because they're going to put everything in behind him with Vinicius. Every single thing is going to go down there.
Vinicius won't be as fucking
going back
the other way, and that's where it's going to be key for them as well.
Yeah.
But that's where you want Fabinho.
That's where you need Salah as well.
But you need Fabinho back in where he comes across and goes, I cover that, and that's where Henderson comes in for, because I think I agree with you that he might end up Henderson reverting back to his 6 being his best position, and you see him becoming more of a squad player.
I think if we start worrying about what Madrid do, we're in danger of losing that final. Yeah. Look at what happened when we need to fucking
just go out and bait them
and realise what they are, because they're a very poor.
They deserve.
They're a shocking side defensively, and the legs are going in the midfield, contrary to belief, because that's the way they are. We're getting way ahead of ourselves now because we're talking about another game, but like Ancelotti will set up for a smash and grab. Like, he's going to play Valverde in the right wing. Like, he's not going to be playing him with Rio and all that. So
we'll have to wait and see. I've enjoyed that tonight. We got through loads. And we done it in an hour and 6-ish minutes, which was good as well. I don't think anyone else has anything in there that is off topic that we could throw at. So we leave it there. Before we go though, Féileacáin is our charity sponsor, or the charity partner that we have that we're looking for sponsorships for. I get that wrong so many times, don't I, when I try to read it out? And I get it wrong. And look, people, the way they are in the chat now, a few of them, you know who you are, probably give out about me talking about Féileacáin now, like I did about a sponsor earlier. But as I said before, we have to keep things on the road, and that's how it works. But Féileacáin is our charity partner. A good few donations have come in over the last 5-6 days. One in particular came in from Emmett's mate that won a last man standing, and he gave the money to the charity. I might do that. We should do that with our fancy football. You should be made give it to the charity, but I won't shame anybody into it. I won't tell you who's top. But
it's not me in any way.
No, it's not me. I gave up once I knew I couldn't win. I just stopped looking at it. I don't know who's in my team.
Half of my team are dead, for fuck's sake. I forgot my password at the start of it.
But listen, Féileacáin, the link is in the description. If you want to donate, the link is there. If you want to look them up, the link is in there as well for them. If you can donate, brilliant. If you can't, share it amongst your friends, your family, your colleagues, and try. We'll keep going till we get to this 10k. We really, really will. We're fast approaching 5, in fairness. So if you can help us out, please do so. Keith, anything else before we go?
No, we'll keep it brief tonight. We'll keep it brief.
No,
thanks for having me.
No problem, Keith, and you're welcome anytime. Come
Thanks
here. What music were you listening to today? Because you were Christy Dignam, Greenfields.
Yeah, and it sort of ties on to that. I've been banging on to the Furies since then. So
Okay.
more Greenfields of France and Red Rose Cafe. And
is that because Sinn Féin got voted in up the north? Is that kind of story?
I've been a little bit Republican, I have to say. I was in Barcelona a couple of weeks ago, and we were singing songs on the Ramblas and all, and the Sinn Féin thing happened, and I'm getting all, and I don't give a bollocks about it, you know what I mean? But I've just been swept up, I think.
You're going to watch Michael Collins now over the weekend?
Yeah, In the Name of the Father, the
Butcher Boy.
Collins. Yeah, I'm going to watch it all there. I'm going to give it all a go.
Glen
and
Rose
next week, I won't give a
boxer.
shite about it. Won't give a shite about
and
it.
Next week you'll be back to your... Next week you will be back to your R&B and rap and shit like that.
Yeah, so give us whatever, you know what I mean? A bit of the Drifters or something, a bit of Motown. But look, this week it's very much Irish based. Yeah, I do like Alanis Morissette. And I saw Stefan Mack of This Parish lashed a load of Smashing Pumpkins videos on YouTube, and I do like the Smashing Pumpkins as well. I'm a bit eclectic like that. I like a little bit of everything, but strictly the Furies today. So Campfire in the Dark, When You Was Sweet. Yeah, there you go.
There's a great I like a bit of Christy Moore, I'm being honest with you. And there's a great video on YouTube, Christy Moore live. It says Glastonbury 2008, but it's not. It's that Barrowlands in Scotland and in Glasgow. It's fantastic, and some of the songs he plays in that is brilliant. So that's been my music a little bit this week.
Yes, man on the planet.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, apparently Evans.
He's a great show though.
He is. It's absolutely fantastic. If you get a chance, it's about 50 minutes long on YouTube. Go and check it out. Seany, any songs, poems, wherever you want. Anything else before we go?
Jerry Rafferty today, Down the Line, fucking banger. Come on, me Spotify. And I swear to God, I was doing solos on the bus on the way into work. I'd say everyone around me are looking at me going, look at this fucking
Jerry Rafferty, Down the Line. Who the fuck is that?
Jerry Rafferty.
Jerry Rafferty. You never heard that song, Down the Line?
No.
Did you ever hear Baker Street?
Baker Street? I think I did, yeah.
It's the sax solo.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not doing it because I sound like a fucking idiot.
Because I was going to do it, so I have to refrain myself.
He'll do it on the tin whistle if he wins the quad.
Jerry Rafferty, I'll look him up.
Yeah, Baker Street.
You never heard that song? You know what? You've watched Ozark, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've used it in that.
Okay.
They've used it in that.
I'm going to check that out when we go anyway. But you're on the...
Lamar obviously has a new album coming out on Friday, which has been 5 years in the making, which is promises to be biblical. So if you look, I know fellas who aren't into hip hop. And look, I went to a Kendrick Lamar concert with Steve Daly. That tells you all you need to know.
Yeah. Okay.
And that fella is built like a fella out of fucking Westlife, so that'll tell you all you need to know. But now, other than that, it's all good. I think you should null and void that fantasy. By the way, I'm gonna say it out straight, and just boot out anyone who's not in that WhatsApp. If I'm being honest with you. Okay.
Well, I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe I pressurise the winner into giving me the money for Féileacáin, being honest with you. And I'm just going to start doing that now. Anyone that has any money, I'm just going to ask them for it, regardless of like how hard up they are. I'm just going to keep asking people for money.
Which could be our music choice for next week. You listen to the Clash and go for a bank robber if you're just going to be taking people's money off.
But then you did mention Gloria Estefan
Did mention Gloria Estefan
in the
about
WhatsApp
the
group
rhythm.
during the week. So
Yeah.
listen, you can't be Gloria's bang on sound.
Oh, yeah,
So
sound system.
yeah, check out a bit of Gloria Estefan if you want to. Gav, the Baker Street does D. I don't know what the fuck that is, but I'm gonna go and listen to Baker Street, and I'm gonna go.
Well, you'll get copyright, don't you?
What? Oh, I get copyright the fuck. Yeah, don't play it, please.
Not if you sing it.
No. If you
If
play
it's
it over
4
the thing.
seconds even.
No, I get done, and I have to edit it out of the video, and YouTube isn't a shy for editing stuff out. It takes me hours. I'd be literally here at 3 a.m. trying to edit the thing out. It's ridiculous. But I will go, and Jerry Rafferty started out with Billy Connolly in a band called The Humble Bumps.
That's my cousin Albert, who knows everything about fucking everything, by the way.
This Bertie fella?
Yeah, he's a legend.
Okay.
He's the best cousin in the world.
Okay.
Carlsberg don't.
Anyway, we've covered loads of football there. Pep's a melter. Liverpool are still going for all the trophies.
Shut up.
And they're going for loads of trophies. And we're all off.
Which brings us to another musical choice. Doida, white flag. Raise the white flag, Gav. Come on, it's time. We have to give up on the blame and all the trophies.
I haven't heard her in years. I did hear someone else the other day as well. Sophie Ellis Baxter was on the radio the other day.
She was deadly.
Yeah, she was good. So there you go. But look, we've covered.
We should do a music pod sometime, shouldn't we?
Should we?
We should do a music pod. Yeah.
Okay,
do a music quiz.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you'll only end up fucking moaning about it. You moan about them all.
Yeah, because you'll be asking me fucking what Beethoven had for his breakfast before he wrote the voice.
Yeah, but your cousin Albert would be on the fucking end of the phone with you, wouldn't he? He'd be your phone a friend
for an hour. That's what family's for.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. Friends and family.
Right, let's get out of here. That has been the Midweek Fix. Thanks a million for joining us. Thanks to Keith, Seany. Thanks to Gav. That's me. Thanks to everyone in the chat. And listen, we'll be back Friday with more shows. Oh, he's whistling it now. Okay, good. Okay, I'm going. I'll talk to you in a bit. Over now.